was just about to say good evening, but it is good afternoon, and thank you everybody for coming. I would like to call the town board meeting for the January 9th town board to order. If you'd all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would the clerk please call roll?
Supervisor Dwyer?
Here.
Councilman D'Angelo?
Here.
Councilman Mattingly?
Here.
Councilman Shuback? Here.
All are present. Before we get into our town board meeting, I have two very special presentations to make and two recognitions that I would like to make. And the first one is going to be for our wonderful retiring historian, Dr. Richard Hull. And before I go into my proclamation, I wanted to personally thank Dr. Hull and express my grateful attitude for having you for my first year as town supervisor and seeing what you've done not only in town hall but all throughout the town. Certainly not just limited to the wonderful display of history that you put all throughout the walls of town hall, which has brought in so much traffic just to look at this great display of Warwick's history. But it's really been great for the staff at town hall to look at and appreciate, as some members of our town hall staff don't live in Warwick and they might not know a lot about Warwick's history, and to have all of that on our walls throughout town hall has been really great and a true privilege. And I also appreciate the Orange County map that you put outside of my office, which was a great map, and I look forward to getting that framed and hung permanently, so thank you for doing that. So Dr. Hull is retiring, and with that, we wanted to recognize his accomplishments and how much we appreciate him on behalf of the town. Whereas Dr. Hull has lived in the Warwick Valley for more than 50 years, sharing his experience and vast knowledge of local and Warwick history and world history. Whereas Dr. Hull has received recognition and awards for his historical contributions, such as the Franklin D. Roosevelt Local Government Historian Professional Achievement Award, the United Nations Distinguished Citizens Award, Orange County and Warwick Citizen of the Year, the Distinguished Africanist Award from the New York African Studies Association, and is a 4-time winner of the New York NYU Teaching Excellence Award. Whereas Dr. Hull has been the Town of Warwick historian for more than 17 years, preserving, documenting, and sharing local history. Now therefore be it resolved that on behalf of the citizens of the Town of Warwick, I, Jesse Dwyer, offer congratulations to Dr. Hull upon his retirement and extend best wishes for many happy, healthy years ahead. And be it further resolved that I, Jesse Dwyer, nominate Dr. Richard Hull for a lifetime of recognition as declared Historian Emeritus for the Town of Warwick from this point on.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Historian Emeritus Dr. Hull. And if you would please join me up here.
also say that Sugarloaf was too, for over 100 years, until 1845. Sugarloaf was part of Warwick until the town of Chester was founded at that time, 1845. So I've been very concerned with Sugarloaf as well, because recently I've been placed on the state and federal historic registers, and that's very important. And it's really given Sugarloaf a great deal of excitement, pride, and energy. It's good to see. We also were able to secure Sugarloaf Mountain as well, which became early prominence among the Mennonite. And over 300 acres of that was saved this year. Really by the Orange County Land Trust, which I, as town historian, closely associated with for many years. And we're acquiring a lot of land through our purchase and development rights. That's a program that was based on vision. I'm looking forward to the future, what will Warwick look like for future generations. Very important. Historians need to be concerned about that. And legitimacy, too. I think it's extremely important for professional historians to be as honest and truthful and open-minded about our past as we possibly can be, and interpret for current population of our world. And it's kind of like planting cut flowers in a garden. Those flowers are not going to last. They look beautiful maybe when they're planted, but they die without roots. They die. And one can say that about communities too. Communities aren't rooted in their past and don't appreciate their past and the accomplishments of last line of supervisors and mayors and other officials, town boards, and so forth. We don't understand what they were able to accomplish. We are weaker than that. We are actually disabled because we don't understand our past. And what I also was happy about, I was able to give awards to people, awards of recognition, living people, for what they were doing for our community. And since the very beginning of my position, every year, at least twice a year, or at the beginning of the town board meeting, give awards to people. Most recently, Jeffrey Miller and Dr. Olson. Those awards, I think, are important because we want to save them. We want future generations to look at these people and say, well, why did they get there? What did they do to advance the cause of history to make our community a better place? So that awards program, I really like very much to administer. I also should say that Sue has now already, as of this month, succeeded me as town historian or municipal historian. And my deputy historian, who's following Sue, is Alan Hill. I don't know if you know him, but he is an expert on railroad history, on transportation, but more specifically on the history of our railroads. Warwick had not one railroad, but several railroads. And they really shaped our future very much, especially in the second half of the 19th century and into the 20th century. And Alan is just amazing in the breadth of his and depth of his knowledge of these railroads. Some of you have been entertained by his lectures. He's a very dynamic speaker, has a passion for history, and since boyhood, I mean, he was lecturing in Warwick when he was in high school, and giving good lectures. He continues to around Orange County, and I'm thrilled that we have two people coming on board that are really extremely capable in their fields and in their professions. Alan is an executive
Thank you, Dr. Lawrence. I gave you a 25-minute timeline, and you made it in 18. That was good. All right, we have one more presentation. I won't say best for last, but my Deputy Supervisor, James Gersner. Jim, I've known you for 15 years, and you served under me as a Deputy Supervisor for a year, and under Mike for 19, if not 20. And you were always there for me. You were always there for Mike. You're the most reliable person I've ever met. Always supportive, always positive, and the entire town hall staff is here to support you. Yeah, you didn't notice them, did you? They're here for you, and I'm really glad that they were here to hear Dr. Hull's remarks as well. I know yours will be about 22 minutes, but I'm glad that they were here to hear those remarks. But I do have something for you too, Jim. Deputy Supervisor James Gersner. Whereas James Gersner has been a lifelong resident of the town of Warwick, whereas James Gersner has served his community in many capacities, including as firefighter with the Raymond Hose Company No. 2 since 1976, served as company line officer, secretary, vice president, president, chief of the Warwick Fire Department from 1994 through 1996, and as president of the Fire Chiefs Association of Orange County. And whereas James Gersner, self-proclaimed not a politician, proudly served with honor and dignity as a Warwick Town Councilman from 1999 to 2023, and as Deputy Supervisor from 2005 through 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that on behalf of the citizens of the town of Warwick and the staff at Town Hall, I, Jesse Dwyer, offer congratulations to Deputy Supervisor James Gersner upon his retirement and extend best wishes for many happy, healthy years ahead. And be it further resolved that I, Jesse Dwyer, declare January 9th Deputy Supervisor James Gersner Day in the town of Warwick. Congratulations, James.
I would like to thank everybody, thank all the members that served on the board, starting with Tony, Michael, Jesse, Councilman, and for the staff. You guys have been excellent. It's always fun. Now we're all, DPW, police, you guys do a safe job. I appreciate all the work you do to all my years. So thank you very much.
The town hall staff is now dismissed. You can go back to work. Do you want to go get it? Yeah, you can get it. Hi, Marilyn. Kev, can you post that door open? Yeah. We don't need to close it. I just had them open it. They're gonna leave soon, right? Yeah, that's all right. Leave it open. All right, we will continue the regular board meeting now. I make a motion that we accept the regular town board meeting minutes from December 26, 2024.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. I make a motion that we accept the minutes from the reorganization meeting of January 2nd, 2025.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Correspondence is listed as addendum number 1 in the board's and the public's packet. Is there any discussion from the board on correspondence?
No.
There being none, we are graced today with the visiting elected official, Mayor Michael Newhart from the Village of Warwick. Welcome and thank you for coming. Do you have anything you want to report on or on the spot? If you want to come to the podium?
The new and improved
Poster?
poster.
Cool.
So, 2 for you and 2 for Mr. Mattingly. With the most of them.
We have this up already? Okay, perfect.
Oh, it's already out? Okay, great.
We'll take 2 more though. That's good.
That's good.
Perfect.
And then this is the IMA
Perfect,
from
yeah.
our council.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that.
All right, very good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, reports of boards and department heads. Councilman, you have the police department report, is that correct?
No, we don't.
Not from this month? Okay. The chief is on vacation, but we're going to forego a report from the police department at the moment. DPW Commissioner Ben Estrino. I almost demoted you.
Chief wants to get ready to lift it up again. All right, we've had a busy winter so far, as you all know, with the snow compared to other winters. But we had 1 snowstorm on the 6th this period, small sanding event. Looks like this Saturday, maybe another one. We are out and about with the wind we've had this week. There are some trees that have come down. We've been clearing up that. We are on Old Ridge Road and Ridgeway Loop. We're brush cutting that road. We did have a drainage issue out on Hillside Road in the Sterling Forest area of the town. That seems to be a homeowner issue. They were cited for water coming onto a road causing a dangerous icing situation. We are accepting Christmas trees at the DPW and shipping them as they come in. Potholes, we are out and about with cold mix on a daily basis, taking care of that. Vehicle maintenance, all our trucks are up and running. Road signs, Anthony is out and about taking care of them. And we are taking care of hauling material to our stockpile, the road grit, on a daily basis, keeping our piles up down here. And we are refilling over in the Village of Greenwood Lake salt and the sand salt mix. So we are ready for any event that comes our way. Any comments, concerns, questions?
My concerns are it's been a busy month.
It has, and it gets expensive, unfortunately.
Great job. Everybody's doing a really good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Commissioner McPherson.
I have a short report today. We are completing all day-to-day routine operations and daily maintenance. All stops are being checked daily, samples collected, all regulatory reporting is being completed. We have began year-end things such as annual wastewater reports and annual drinking water reports for all districts, as well as creating sample scheduling for the 2025 year for all of our systems. Our guys have been out collecting water meter readings for the past couple of weeks at all water districts, which has concluded this week for the past quarter. We have began winter indoor maintenance at all facilities, which includes painting, cleaning, pump, and motor maintenance. Other than that, our main sewer plant has been running well the past few weeks. We had some minor electrical issues, but no major equipment failures or anything of note.
Great. Any questions for Matt?
No.
Thank you, Matt. Recreation Director, Sam Walter.
Thank you, Supervisor. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
My report is mainly about Mountain Lake Park. There's a lot of free community events happening soon. So on Saturday, January 18th, there's Too Good to Toss. It's a mini kids donation program where you can bring clean and in working order children's and toddlers things, equipment, and then you can also come in and take something, whatever you can carry for free. So again, that's January 18th. There's a snow date of the 19th, and it is being run by Wickham Works with town sponsorship for the space. Thank you. And then on Saturday, January 25th, we have 2 events at the park. The first one is run by Sustainable Warwick, and it's a winter seed sowing workshop. And the second one is a winter wiggle, and that's country dancing with music, lots of snacks and fun. It's a family-friendly event, and that is being run by the Warwick Valley Community Center, the Warwick Valley Prevention Coalition, Warwick Cares, with support from the Village of Warwick, thank you, and the town as well, donating the space. And then in February, from February 6th through the 9th, we have a musical at the theater at Mountain Lake Park. It's always Patsy Cline, so it's going to be some great music, her top hits, and that is being presented by Core Theater Group. And then we have another dance at the park, so she get out and get some exercise in the winter, and that is Saturday, February 15th. It's a dance party being run by the Iron Horse Sanctuary from Goshen, and it's in support of the many cats that live in the barns at the sanctuary. So I know it's cold out there, but there's plenty to do. We want you to stay active and engaged, so we hope you can come out and join some of those events. Before you know it, we're going to be saying it's too hot. Where's winter? Thank you.
Any questions for Sam? Thank you, Sam. And the town clerk will give the senior liaison report.
Okay, this report is from Judy Quackenbush. She says there wasn't much going on during the winter months, but she will be scheduling a president's meeting. The purpose will be to talk about senior trips and activities and plot such on a calendar so that all groups will know about book trips and activities. She would like to encourage groups to share the costs of the buses. She also wanted to use this meeting as a sharing time, asking what each group is doing, discussing speakers, and trying to get groups to mingle a little bit. She will be installing officers in the Florida group on Tuesday in January. She did visit each group for Christmas, bringing candy and holiday greetings from the board. There didn't seem to be any issues. And she said many seniors have attended the defensive driving courses offered at the Lutheran Church on Kings Highway, Warwick, and are getting more involved in the activities offered at the Greenwood Lake Senior Center. We're putting a highlight article about the center in our newsletter, so the seniors did not realize that they could use that center, so she's getting the information out that they can use Greenwood Lake Center also. It's not just... And
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. And I want to thank Judy as well as Melinda Brigard, our new member from the Friendly Visitor Program, a new board member who have been doing a great job reaching out to the local senior groups and sharing the information on the Friendly Visitor Program. All right, we're going to go right into our reports from boards, and that is going to be Councilman D'Angelo. Your report, please.
Okay, good afternoon. For the Warwick Valley Humane Society, they will have 4 full-time animal control officers and 1 part-time animal control officer available for the town for 2025. The animal shelter will be closed to the public for visits, complaints, and adoptions 1 day a week on Wednesdays, beginning on January 15th, but remain available for redemptions of owned animals. The shelter will be open the remaining 6 days from 12 noon to 4 by appointment. Doggy doors for the 27 kennels are in order and will be installed by Walgum Construction upon arrival. And thanks to the generosity of donors, these doors will keep the dogs warmer in winter and cooler in summer and help with utility costs. They are also excited to announce their organization has received the generous gift of soundproofing and installation for all the kennels from ABS Euro Design Group. We're looking forward to having this done in the spring. And they have a wish list, newspapers to help them care for 56 rabbits, rabbit edible toys, 13 and 33-gallon garbage bags, paper towels, and paper plates. And lastly, adoption applications are available at wvhumane.org. That's all for the Humane Society. The Town of Warwick Friendly Visitor Program needs volunteers, and they're having a volunteer training on January 21st at 10 a.m. It's a virtual training, but in order to go to that training, you need pre-approval is required to attend, and you have to contact the Jewish Family Service, okay, by calling 845-341-1173 extension 305. And they need volunteers, and the volunteers help the senior neighbors with local transportation, wellness calls, grocery shopping, friendly visits, and other things. So if you're available to spend the time, please respond. Thank you. That's all
Appreciate
I
it.
have.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Mattingly, your report, please.
The Village of Warwick continues its Christmas tree recycling through Monday, January 13th. Residents of the Village of Warwick may put their trees out by the curb and have them picked up by the village. As far as the Warwick Valley Chamber of Commerce, we have some ribbon cuttings. Sage Rose, located at 42 North Main Street, Suite 3 in the Village of Florida, has a ribbon cutting tomorrow, Friday, January 10th. Sage Rose is a home decor essentials shop right on Main Street in the Village of Florida. Also, Prime 57, located at 57 Windermere Avenue in Greenwood Lake, brought to you by those who opened Warwick's popular steakhouse, Prime 36, will have their ribbon cutting on Thursday, January 16th at noon. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, Sage Rose is at 11 o'clock on tomorrow, 11 a.m. tomorrow. Prime 57 is next Thursday at noon. Again, 57 Windermere Avenue, Greenwood Lake. And the Fed in the Village of Warwick, located at 30 Main Street in Warwick, will have its ribbon cutting on Friday, January 17th at 3:30 p.m. Finally, Tom Andrushak, president of the Florida Chamber, asked me to remind the community that their monthly meeting will be on Thursday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. at Pine Island Tap House, 682 County Route 1. Special guest will be Raymond James, advisor Anthony Tangretti, to talk about some financial matters. And that is all I have today, Supervisor.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Schuback, your report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The only thing I have to report is that the Florida Fire Company is having an ice fishing tournament February 1st. All you have to do, if you want to get a fishing license, if you don't have one, the town clerk can help you with that. And then the backup date is February 8th. As long as the weather's permitting and the ice is frozen on Glenmere Lake.
They were able to have that last year, right?
I think they did.
Yeah.
I think they did. I forget.
It's always a great event. It looks like a lot of fun. I might have to go there and show them how to ice fish.
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Town Clerk Esper.
Okay, we had a bid for maintenance services for HVAC at Warwick Town Hall. The first was from Hughes Environmental Engineering for $3,912 annually. The second was Mayer Mechanical for $8,800 annually. And the last was Stark Tech for $184.83 per hour, $272.29 per hour for an emergency situation. We also had a bid for maintenance and snow removal at Kings Estates. We only received one. The proposal was for $150 per hour, $175 per hour for an emergency. We have a bid for a shed at the Pine Island Park. First was from Gray Woodworks for $3,790. The second is Quality Sheds for $2,400. And the last was Footy Sheds, and they did not submit a bid. We also have a bid for the website management services for the town of Warwick. The first is 11 Woods Corporation for $40 per hour. The second was for SearchlightWeb.com for $300 a month or $60 per hour. I'm not sure if it's 60, is it either or? I would have to look, okay. The fees collected for December 2024 were $28,602.33, and the fees paid out were $2,450.27. I also did a report for the annual collection, and for the year 2024, our small little office took in almost $500,000, $454,653.30, and we paid out $65,058.49. And that's it. And you can get a fishing license in my office if you want to do some ice fishing.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, my report is essentially a summary of what the town board and I discussed during our public workshop that happens right before the town board meeting, and I'll go through some of the things that we talked about. First, I wanted to bring the town board up to speed on the bike hike progress, and more specifically, some further input that I've received from neighboring residents of the potential, and not really potential, but the ongoing bike hike trail. Residents from the Belleville Boulevard area, they are voicing their concerns with the proximity of the trail to their homes, and similar to the Cascade Road residents that were here at our last month's meeting, they wondered why they weren't reached out to directly about the trail. But as I've said before, and I've said to the board, there have been public hearings on this, environmental impact studies on this, and this town board has spoken about this project approximately 12 times at different board meetings before the project even began. So we've communicated to the public as much as we can. Some of the residents are bringing up valid concerns and valid issues, and as I've mentioned to them as well as the town board, I will work to address every single issue that is brought to my attention. The Delaware Engineering, which is working on the grants for the Wickham Sewer District Rehab Project, we are going to partner with them and send out a income survey to the residents and the homeowners within the Wickham Village. This will help us come up with a more accurate calculation of median household income for that specific district, because we submitted a grant and basically the entire town's median household income was factored in. That's not good enough, and we believe that we will get a more accurate representation specifically for that district if we do this median household income survey. So over the next couple of weeks, residents in that area are going to receive letters directly from the town of Warwick on Warwick letterhead that will ask you to complete income data on your home. This is all confidential information. You do not need to list your address. You don't need to list any personal information. You will just need to indicate household income data for that. And that is to help us get a grant so that we can rehab the Wickham Sewer District. So I'll make this clear: if we're not successful and people do not respond and do not give us the information, that will make it harder for us to get grant money to fix the Wickham Sewer District, which would then in turn be paid for by the taxpayers in that district. So your help is very much needed in this process. We will have emails go out, robocalls go out, text messages go out to the impacted area, and you will be notified very clearly with clear instructions as to how to complete the survey. And we really appreciate and need everyone's participation. We had our proclamations today honoring Dr. Richard Hull as well as Deputy Supervisor James Gersner, and Dr. Hull was appointed as Historian Emeritus, which will be a lifelong recognition that he will always have, as it is much needed for his contributions to the town. The town board has requested from every single department head information that will help us build our capital projects plan going forward. We need a roadmap for two reasons. We want to know every single long-term investment that will be required over the next 10 to 20 years for the town, because it coincides very well with our pulling in Millennium Grant Services, the grant writing company. We want to make sure that every single project that we might need to accomplish in the town is ready to go on the shelf with a price tag and as much details as possible, because a lot of these grants, they're very short windows of time, and I want to make sure that this capital projects plan is developed thoroughly by the department heads and myself and approved by the town board, so that as these grant opportunities come up, we don't have to hash out details on a potential opportunity. It's already been discussed, it's already been identified, and it's already been approved by the town board. So we're going to begin the process of working on a comprehensive capital projects plan for every single department in the town. We're beginning our Millennium Strategies kickoff meeting next week, January 14th in Town Hall. That'll be department heads included, as well as the councilmen, to really get this grant writing service off of the ground. And we're happy that each of the villages within the town of Warwick participated in this, not only as a cost share, but we feel it's going to be a cost savings for every single resident in the town if every village has the same access to a comprehensive grant service. So we're thankful to the mayor and your board, as well as the other two villages. This is a very unique situation that I think we'll all have an IMA for the same service. So it's pretty cool, and I think it'll save the residents a lot of money in the long run if we can all be successful. The Pavement Management Group, PMG, that's going to be, we're going to have a kickoff meeting on January 17th. If you paid attention to the budget process, we talked about retaining a firm that will have a very specialized approach to help us analyzing all of the quality of the roads within the town of Warwick. They will take video and score and rank every single road within the town of Warwick. so that we are not basing our paving decisions on how many residents in the neighborhood call, but it'll be based on qualitative data of each road within the town. And residents will have access to this information online. So if they wonder why their road is not getting paved this year, they'll be able to see which roads are in worse quality and are ahead of them in line to be paved. So that will be live shortly. The town board and I discussed a potential veterans and first responder discount at our parks, mostly Mountain Lake Park, for swim lessons and swimming services. So we're going to move forward with developing that component of the pricing schedule, and we will get back to the public as soon as we have an answer on that. We are going to hire by resolution tonight Jen Lucas, who will be the assistant assessor. We're very happy to have her there. We're sad to see her go. She was on the assessment board of review for the town of Warwick, but we're happy to put her into this much more involved position within the town. So congratulations, Jen. The DOT, you're going to see some resolutions tonight on the town basically committing to take over the roundabout as well as the lighting needs for the Route 94 project. You know, one might ask, why is that the town's responsibility to take over the roundabout? But I can tell you that if we did not take over the roundabout, then it would be the most ugly and low maintenance required paved roundabout. And in that area, which is such a scenic, beautiful entry point to the village and a central location within the town, the state is going to make all of the investments in the roundabout, putting good low maintenance plantings in that area, and the town will take over the same things. Now, Mayor, while I have you here, probably a similar arrangement with the triangle right by the country club, correct? The DOT probably installed that and the village maintains it?
No, actually, it was built by Warwick and Bloom.
Okay,
With the permission of the DOT,
okay.
but we maintain it.
You do maintain it. Do the Warwick Valley Gardeners maintain that?
No, it's done through the village.
Okay, so we'll have kind of a similar arrangement. We are,
And recently, since our last meeting, we did motions to accept the lighting and landscape for the Route 94 and Colonial Avenue intersection.
I saw that, and they're going to put nice lamp post style lights in there in that area, right? Yeah. So we're gonna work with them on trying to make sure that there's no light pollution from whatever street lights they put in there. You know, it's such a beautiful dark area that you can really see the stars, and we don't want any light pollution in that area. So we're gonna do something very similar. Parks Master Plan, one of the projects that you heard in my State of the Town, but you've also probably heard me say before. But one of the main things that we want to accomplish as a town board this year is getting a full comprehensive Parks Master Plan rewrite done. We're in the process of interviewing and soliciting bids and quotes and proposals from those in that world, parks designers, and you know it's a really difficult process selecting the best one that will serve the uniqueness of the town of Warwick and the number of parks that we have. So we're really trying to do a thorough job, not only finding the best, but also the most cost-effective one, because these projects are quite expensive. And then another interesting thing that I brought up to the board, got their feedback, and I'm lucky enough to have the mayor here. Maybe he can share some insight on this as well. We got a letter from a resident asking us to change the law for the height of fences in people's backyard from 6 feet to 8 feet. And I asked myself and the town board, we had a similar answer, is why was it even set to 6 feet? It's not at the road frontage. The portion of your yard in the front yard must be no higher than 4 feet, but the backyard is 6 feet. And you know, we're trying to ask ourselves, what would be the reason to limit it to 6 feet? Obviously, you don't want it 20 feet, but maybe 8 feet might be something that we would consider. So I don't know, Mayor, if you have any thoughts or input. You've been on a board for a very long time.
Yeah, I've never had that request.
Yeah.
And we have more neighbors probably than, you know, cheek to jowl. So it does definitely make a difference.
Yeah.
Whether it's 6 or 8 feet, I think we would have to do an analysis. In some cases, it might seem overreaching, but in some cases it may not. So if there is that ability to make that determination, that might be better for the homeowner.
What we did in the village of Greenwood Lake was we changed the village code to allow a residence that neighbors a commercial property to install an 8-foot fence. And that seemed to really accommodate a lot of the challenges that we saw. This individual was complaining that deer are jumping the 6-foot fence, and the 8-foot fence would make more sense. I don't know if they just wanted an 8-foot fence, and but it raises a really good question and something for us to think about. So I see no reason why the town board won't move forward with this. As any other town code change, it'll require a public hearing. I'd be interested to share that we're having this public hearing and really solicit the public's input on why we wouldn't want to change property owners, particularly in the town, exclusively in the town, change their ability to have an 8-foot fence. Maybe limit it to an acre or more. If you have an acre or more property, then you can go up to 8 feet. An acre or less, you have to go to the ZBA for a variance, which has been done before and granted. So just an interesting thing that I wanted to bring up to the board, get their feedback, and of course share with the public, and thanks, Michael, for your feedback.
I just want to say one thing. I think it's great. I like the idea of the commercial property having that ability to put the fence, because that's really one of the issues that we have in the village, where we're, commercial pieces are very close to residential, and so there's a struggle with that.
Right. So what we did, commercial, it would be on the residential side. The resident had the opportunity to put the 8-foot fence up without the commercial's permission or authorization. But if the commercial side wanted to put it up, they'd have to get the authorization from the resident, right? So it was more to benefit the residences that live next to the commercial, and it really solved 5 problems immediately. And it just saved people money from having to go to the ZBA and hire an attorney and navigate the process, and just made it simpler, and it was good, yeah. All right, well, that concludes my report. At this time, we'll open it up to privilege of the floor on any agenda items. There being none, we'll move on to new business and resolutions.
I make a motion to reject all bid proposals received in the town clerk's office on December 9th, 2024 for maintenance service for HVAC at Warwick Town Hall.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to reject all bid proposals received in the town clerk's office on December 9, 2024 for maintenance snow removal services for King's Estates.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion that the Warwick Valley Dispatch be named the official newspaper for the town of Warwick.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Motion to set salary for the position of Recreation Director at $70,000 for the year 2025.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept resignation of Jennifer Lucas.
Provisional. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the next one.
Sorry. Motion to accept the resignation of Jennifer Lucas from the Warwick Board of Assessment Review Board effective immediately.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to provisionally appoint Jennifer Lucas to the position of Assistant Assessor, Grade 10, Step 1, at a rate of $36.70 per hour, effective January 13th, 2025.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement of understanding with the Greenwood Lake Volunteer Ambulance Corps Incorporated to provide ambulance services in the Greenwood Lake Ambulance District for 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to appoint Aaron Ubides as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 5-year term to expire January 31, 2030.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement of understanding with the Warwick Volunteer Ambulance Corps Incorporated to provide ambulance services in the Warwick Ambulance District for 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a memorandum of agreement of understanding with the Pine Island Volunteer Ambulance Corps, Inc. to provide ambulance service in the Pine Island Ambulance District for 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion granting permission of the following applicants to serve alcohol at the Town of Warwick Parks rental facilities. All applicants have filed a certificate of liability and liquor liability of insurance in the town clerk's office. Amy Masonette, Julia Mika, and Beth Glass.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept the resignation of Hannah Lauren Nunes as a part-time police dispatcher effective immediately.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion authorizing the supervisor to sign renewal contracts with Champagne Elevator for maintenance of the town hall elevator at the cost not to exceed $5,650.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to waive the rental fee for the Warwick Community Center, Warwick Cares, and the Warwick Prevention Coalition for Community Dance at Mountain Lake Park to be held on January 25th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept the resignation of Christopher Dalbert from the Town of Warwick Zoning Board of Appeals, effective January 6, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to appoint Connor DiGiovanni as a full-time water and wastewater assistant, grade 4, step 1, at $23.84 per hour, effective January 11th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to accept bid proposal from Quality Shed for a shed at the Pine Island Park in an amount not to exceed $2,400.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to refund the remaining balance in the amount of $1,021.25 back to Planning Board applicant Matthew Zabuyer as per recommendation of the Planning Board Secretary dated January 8, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt the following resolution, whereas the New York State Department of Transportation proposes construction, reconstruction, or improvement of routes 94 and 17A paving and improvements in the town of Warwick located in Orange County, pin 8002.24. SH is 1839, 447, 1746, 44, 93, 9318, and 1809. And whereas the town of Warwick approves of such project and desires to have landscaping features installed within the roundabout center island within the geographical jurisdiction of the town of Warwick. And whereas the state will include as part of the construction, reconstruction, or improvement of the above-mentioned project, the installation of landscaping features within the roundabout center island pursuant to Articles 2, Section 10, Subdivision 35 of the State Highway Law as shown on the contract plans relating to the project and height adjustment of municipal facilities within the pavement surface. And whereas the state will provide for the construction of the above-mentioned work as shown on the contract plans relating to the above-mentioned project at no cost to the town of Warwick, provided that the town of Warwick agrees to maintain and repair such landscape features for a period of 25 years or until such time as the commissioner, at their discretion, determines that such landscaping facilities and/or the maintenance of such facilities are no longer necessary for such state highway. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Warwick approves of such project and desires to have the above-mentioned work performed on the project, and that the town of Warwick will maintain or cause to be maintained the above-stated roundabout landscape facilities for a period of 25 years, as above stated and as shown on the contract plans. Be it further resolved that Jesse Dwyer, Town Supervisor, has the authority to sign, with the concurrence of the Town Board and of the Town of Warwick, any and all documentation that may become necessary as a result of this project as it relates to the town of Warwick. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the town of Warwick is hereby directed to transmit 5 certified copies of the foregoing resolution to the New York State Department of Transportation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. You're gonna have to read this
I'll do
because
it, yeah.
it directs me.
Motion to adopt the following resolution, whereas the New York State Department of Transportation proposes the construction, reconstruction, or improvement of routes 94 and 17A paving and improvements in the town of Warwick, located in Orange County, pin 8002.24. SH is 1839, 447, 1746, 44, 93, and 1809. And whereas the town of Warwick approves of such project and desires to have lighting features installed at the roundabout within the geographical jurisdiction of the town of Warwick. And whereas the state will include as a part of the construction, reconstruction, or improvement of the above-mentioned project the installation of additional lighting features around the roundabout pursuant to Article 2, Section 10, Subdivision 24 of the state highway law as shown on the contract plans relating to the project. And whereas the state will provide for the construction of the above-mentioned work, as shown on the contract plans relating to the above-mentioned project at no cost to the town of Warwick, providing that the town of Warwick agrees to energize, maintain, and repair such lighting features for a period of 25 years, or until such time as the commissioner, at their discretion, determines that such lighting facilities and/or the maintenance of such facilities is no longer necessary for such state highway. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Warwick approves of such project and desires to have the above-mentioned work performed on the project, and that the town of Warwick will maintain or cause to be maintained the above-stated roundabout lighting facilities for a period of 25 years, as above stated and as shown on the contract plans. Be it further resolved that Jesse Dwyer, Town Supervisor, has the authority to sign, with the concurrence of the Town Board of the Town of Warwick, and any and all documentation that may become necessary as a result of this project as it relates to the Town of Warwick. And be it further resolved that the Clerk of the Town of Warwick is hereby directed to transmit 5 certified copies of the foregoing resolution to the New York State Department of Transportation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Tom.
Motion to accept the proposal from 11 Woods Corporation for the management services of the town's website at an hourly rate of $40 per hour.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion to appoint William Cerrone as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals for a term of 5 years to expire January 31st, 2030.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you very much. I make a motion that we pay all audited bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, we'll open it up to privilege of the floor on any general topic. Anything we might have missed?
Did you want to give Michael a chance? We can do the check.
It's in my office.
You want to run and get it and come back?
Do we want to do that, Mike? Or do you want, maybe you want me to come to a board meeting, or?
Why don't we do it now?
Okay, let's do it here. You know what? I actually might have it right here. Let's see. Look at that. It's ready for you. All right. Okay, so I have a check here. I've already delivered a check to the Village of Greenwood Lake as well as the Village of Florida. This is a $150,000 check that will be going to the Village of Warwick to support parks within the town of Warwick. This is money from the transaction selling parcels of land within the old prison property. The LDC, which is the Local Development Corp., one of the main goals was they were going to hold the property, manage it, see it through to make sure that every single property is either sold or developed, and they did their job. But the idea was that they would never stay in business forever. They would dissolve at some point and turn over the money to the town of Warwick. They turned over $1.5 million to the town of Warwick, and that money has to be spent on parks within the town of Warwick. So the town board thought it would be a good idea to support our local villages that spend village money on providing parks for town residents. Every single park within the town of Warwick, whether it's owned by the village or owned by the town, it is shared resources. And we wanted to make sure that we're sharing our resources with the villages that support our town residents that don't pay village taxes. The other hook and the other catch with this was that any dollar spent on a village park would then require the village to charge or not charge, but to treat town residents equally as they would village residents. So making sure that town residents that don't pay taxes within the villages have an equal opportunity and equal access to whatever park this money is spent on. So we wanted to make sure that we're supporting town residents, we're supporting village residents, and we're supporting our villages, because as a former village mayor, I know how hard it is to support your local parks, and it's so important to all of our residents. So on behalf of the town board, I wanted to present this check to you and the Village of Warwick. Congratulations.
And I promise I will not put that in my shirt pocket and go to the cleanup. Because you will never get into that one.
the way. All right. Any other privilege of the floor in any general? I cannot see that far. Oh, don't worry about it. Not doing it today. Thank you. There being none, our next town board meeting will be Thursday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. Workshop will be as early as 5:30 p.m., which is public and always in this room. And again, this is the new time. We went from 7:30 meetings to 7 p.m. meetings. And again, as always, the workshop is open to the public. At this time, I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.